SICK. The marriage in the Sussex family in danger of breaking up. Reasons why the Sussexes' marriage fell apart. Unfortunately for Meghan Markle, Prince Harry is gravely ill. The official YouTube channel for all the latest news on Her Majesty the UK Royal News Trend. We had a royal expert tell us today that Harry suffers from an Oedipus complex. He often makes comparisons between Meghan and his late mother, Princess Diana. I don't mean to make light of the situation, but in my experience as a wife, mother, and grandmother who has lived and travelled in many parts of the world, Prince Harry is the only man I've ever heard of who wanted to marry the likeness of his mother. Honestly. Give this a lot of thought. While my sons adore me, the wonderful wives they each found and are so content with are nothing like their dear old mom. Not in terms of your body, your emotions, or your character. We share nothing in common except that we are all highly educated and professionally credentialed. Honestly, I am trying to picture how dear Harry could knowingly want a woman who smelled, perfume, talked, humanitarian, dressed, and had all the same paranoid worries as his mom, and even surpassed his mom's neediness for adoration and attention. It is sick that Meghan wore his mother's favorite perfume on their first date in order to get that reaction. True Oedipus complication. The depth of her investigation into him was impressive. Harry should not try to mimic the plot of Oedipus Rex. A tragedy has occurred. One of the saddest things I've noticed is that when a child is obsessed with a parent, it's usually because the parent was mistreating their child. As far as I can tell, Harry's problems and his refusal to seek professional help originate with deep, unresolved issues in his relationship with his mother, Diana, following her untimely death. Maybe he didn't believe that therapy would give him what he wanted, which was to confront his mother and resolve their differences. Who knows why, but Harry seems intent on making Meghan into a stand-in for Diana. Perhaps he does that to boost brand awareness. She was destined to replace Diana as a global icon and receive the same level of adulation. Harry would say, "Here's the one you really want to see," as she pushed him aside on their first walkabouts. There was nothing he could do without her surprise appearance, either on the TV screen behind him or in person, as if we were supposed to pass out from excitement. That's one interpretation, but I think he's really saying that the media harassed his poor, sweet wife, who probably had no experience with the tabloids, and that he fears this will end up killing his wife too, so they needed to make a Netflix documentary about why they needed privacy. I won't deny that his repeated comparisons of the succubus he wed to his loving mother are creepy. Again and again, he'd mutter the same phrase. In reality, it was more like Mommy had unexpectedly arrived to pick up her kid from the playground. She has modeled her own existence after Diana's. The idea that Diana was singled out because she was seeing Dodi, a person of color, is the stupidest thing I've ever heard Harry say. Even though she had only been with him for a few weeks, he failed to notice that she had been perfectly happy with Hasnat Khan for 2 years. I doubt that Markle looked into it. The story of Save Me From Your Family, Harry became hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. The general consensus seems to have abandoned Diana. Even more so, Meghan is utterly different from her. She has a short, stubby body, stick-like legs, and dark, unpleasant eyes, but she is incredibly bright. She has a huge ego for such a beautiful woman. She is a master of the divide-and-conquer strategy of social climbing, and her abrasive personality makes her a nightmare for her own family. She lacks style and is too proud to accept criticism. Taste is not something that can be purchased with money. As an actress on cable TV, she met with only mediocre success. She was well into her 30s when she had the audacity to rip off the British for a lavish wedding by wearing a poorly fitting, unflattering, exorbitantly overpriced virginal white dress and a ridiculous veil. Just plain bad manners and no class. A group of famous people who didn't know her were hired in her place because she had no family. Diana came from a long line of ancient aristocrats, so she was tall, skinny, with not much of a waist, blonde, blue-eyed, and, to put it kindly, not exactly brilliant. Because her mother was taken from her, she had a terrible upbringing and school experience. She was just a hurt little girl trapped in a woman's body. They both used media manipulation to get what they wanted and had multiple lovers. Diana was far from perfect, however, she was not malicious. She enjoyed the spotlight and could be cunning when she wanted to be. Everyone points fingers at Charles, but the fact that they were forced into an arranged marriage despite their vast age difference, lack of shared interests, and vastly different intellectual capacities likely did not help matters. When they tied the knot, they barely knew each other. She gave birth to 2 sons and was no doubt a caring parent, but she was also probably irresponsible and allowed Harry to get away with blue murder. She matured into the role of princess of the people, displaying empathy, strength, and perseverance. Meghan's woke pseudo-charity and self-adulation are so transparently fake that they are beyond comparison. The public still adored Diana despite her flaws, but Meghan has her own fan club. Anyone who thinks she advocates for anything besides her own glory is either naive or lacking in perception. Meghan is an expert researcher because puts in a lot of effort to resemble Diana, even replicating her clothes and poses for photos. To the point of donning Diana's favored fragrance upon meeting the moron. She is well aware of what a spoiled and broken mama's boy he is, and she has used that to her advantage. For the broken mommy's manchild, Meghan is nothing more than a C-list actress and a former paid-by-the-trick yacht girl who is now divorced. It's so revoltingly sick and twisted, and it's so blatantly clear. And the very exaggerated public displays of affection, such as clinging to the man and clawing at his arm to control the puppet according to her whims, that are played for the cameras to prove he is hers. Well, no sane woman would be envious, and no sane man would want to be played like that by a shallow, self-centered, attention-seeking oaf who treats his or her loved ones and spouse like garbage. A dependent, dysfunctional couple. Diana didn't help Harry by allowing him to be a spoiled, bratty, disobedient child. It was planned and deliberate all along for Meghan to pose as Diana. She's the typical spoiled brat, too. I'd like to see them exiled to a remote island where he can spend his days juggling balls in peace. At what point is he going to figure out that she's an actress? What she is doing to him disgusts me. Even for heaven's sake, losing his mother at such a young age was traumatic. Put Freud out of your mind. His father cheated on his mom with another woman. That's the kind of thing a kid never forgets. Simplistically put, Harry is a captive of a seductress. How about you? Feel free to share your thoughts on Prince Harry and his new bride, Meghan. Feel free to continue the conversation about this couple in the comments section. We'll be happy to join in. Remember to like and share our video with everyone who loves it now if you feel this way about it tonight. In addition, if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our new videos, be sure to subscribe to our UK Royal News Trend on YouTube. Until tomorrow, I appreciate you tuning in.